Brooks, and I'm the British Tech Guru. I was given this keyboard. It has 4 connectors, and theoretically, they should be connected. They should be USB connectors. And the USB colors are what? Black, white, green, and yellow, something like that. I'm going to take this apart, take this off, and see if I can see those colors of cable, because this has a rather nice keyboard, and it has a trackpad. Now, this came off a tablet that came from Walmart, and that tablet was never any good, and it wasn't good when it was new, and like all Android tablets, it soon went to heck. And I've never come across an Android tablet that was ever any good. It's like even Android phones aren't up to much. They all break fairly quickly, and I'm old school. If something doesn't last several years, it's rubbish. And I call it an embarrassment that they shouldn't be making. Right, let's see. That probably pops off somehow. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah, it's another disassembly video, by the way. But this one might get used. I have no immediate use. I have no immediate use for an extra keyboard. Yeah, it's going to need a knife. I think I'll leave that bit for the moment and let's move on with the next bit. Let's take all these blessed screws out. So there we go. It's got 1,000,000 screws. Yeah, come on. Oh dear. What is wrong? Maybe the screwdriver's too big. Okay. Let's go for a smaller one. That one fits. With that one. That one's even better. Okay. This is a screwdriver I got years ago from Radio Shack, and it's pretty darn good. And Radio Shack, of course, is one of those companies that should have done a lot better than it did do. But the Radio Shack's problem was that it was run by idiots. A lot of companies are run by idiots, and they just don't react well. They think they know what they're selling, and they think they know what their customer base is, but they don't really. And if you're running a shop and you want to run it as a computer shop, and people are buying computers, fine. But if they suddenly stop buying computers and start buying coffee, then you better be ready to sell coffee. And what Radio Shack did, they went head over heels for the mobile phone market and lost money hand over fist selling expensive phones that Walmart sold cheaper. And if you're competing with Walmart, then you're competing on a losing battlefield, because Walmart is set up to undercut everybody. The reason they've got these low prices is because they can bully their suppliers. There's such a big presence, they can bully their suppliers. They have their own distribution network, and it really is hard to compete. What you have to do, you have to compete, sell things that they don't sell, or sell a service, sell yourself on your service. And Walmart's service, as you know, is very, very poor. So that is how to compete with Walmart. And we've got to the last screw. I told you there's a million screws. And all you're doing is watching an unscrewing video. Well, no, you're not. I've finished the screwing. Unscrewing, screwing, unscrewing, whichever. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Is it time to lever it open? Is it going to come open? Oh, yes. That is coming up. It's popped up at that corner. Pop down again. There we go. Huh. Why is it silver there and black there? Weird. Okay. So we've got the trackpad there. Keyboard there. The driver board there. And let's see if we can get this open now. Ugh. Got my fingernail in. Oh, not getting there. Definitely not getting there. Right. Got my nail in there now. Why is that not wanting to come open? Is there a hidden screw? And that is magnetic. And as I said, the plan is to try to get this into use. And I'm going to have to pause for a millisecond while I get myself a knife. And I'm back with my knife. I like this knife. It's now not as sharp as it was. And for that I am eternally grateful. Because, let's get those screws out of the way over there. Oh, darn thing is magnetic now. Not helpful. Okay. Why is that not wanting to spring apart? What on earth is up with it? Okay. Got it. Right. Might or might not be able to use this keyboard, but that's not going to stop me disassembling it. What I'd like to do is to replace these 4 connectors here with wire. Now, I've got some more screws here, and I'm not sure where I'm going. I know vaguely what I'm doing. At least I think I know what I'm doing. And I really can't see too well. Oh, helps if you undo cross-point screws with a cross-point driver. Flathead driver really isn't going to work too well. Okay. Let's try that. Needs an even finer head. Okay. Let me try this. This is the finest head that I've got. There we go. That's very, oh, those are the screw holes that are already unscrewed. Okay, good. Right. That is not wanting to unscrew. Oh. Those are not standard screws. I'm going to have to use my other set for that. Let's see. Right. Okay, so those are longer screws. Okay. Right. Get this one off. If it's even coming. I have no problem. That's not coming out. Okay, what about these? Put this one. So we've got one that won't come. And that is going to be a little bit of a headache. I suspect they already stripped that when they stripped the head when they put it together. It is cheap Chinese rubbish. And this was tablet and a keyboard, with the keyboard acting as the cover over the screen. I think it was $100 or something like that, a couple, 3-4 years ago at Walmart. As my lady friend has a tendency to buy the cheaper stuff because she has always been poor, and I can't fault her for that. I wouldn't fault her for that. Okay, now let's try this one. Let's try a bit of brute force. Yes, brute force doesn't seem to be working either. Yeah, that one is stuck. That one is not coming out. Okay, let me pause for a second. Well, I've got this now, which might work. And let's see. Let's see if we can get it into those holes there. No, I think it's either wrong or... Yeah, that is not working either. So I've got a bit of an impasse there. Can't get it apart any further. Yeah, that is... Oh, hang on. There is another method. Let me just try taking these off. There we go. Gosh, they certainly do, but the Chinese certainly do believe in screwing around. How many screws have I removed? Feels like I've been doing... There we go, that is now coming. Right, now, let's turn it round and do the other side. There we go. And yes, it does take a long time. And I don't blame you if you have fast forwarded through this. Oh, another one that won't come out. Screwdriver head's all sticking to it. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Where are we getting? I'm not entirely sure. No, those are cross-point screws. That one is cross-point. They have been put in so badly that they've stripped the heads. Huh, they did not look like cross-point. Okay, now we've got that far, and we're going to try and lever this up. Right, let's get this pin out. Oop, things are still sticking. Okay, let's get this screw out. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's fighting me. That screw should be out by now. There we go. Okay, got that out, which is good. Now, let's see if we can get these screws out. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. This thing is proving to be a massive pain in the neck. There's a lot involved in the construction here that could be so much better. Oh, good Lord. Right, got that out. Now, let's peel this up. Oh, good Lord. Okay, we're going to get there eventually. Now that screw is really cocking me up. Oh, got it. Got it. That means now that I can should be able just to lever this up. And of course it's not wanting to come up. Why is it not wanting to come up? What is keeping? I bet it's glued. They've got a habit of gluing stuff. Oop, screws going everywhere. Oh, there's a screw I hadn't noticed. You're probably watching that screw all the entire time saying, why doesn't he undo that screw? Yay, got it apart. This plastic thing off here. Now that is really annoying. That is a 4-pin connector, and I cannot really see any way of reusing this. I don't have any ribbon connectors. They're so task specific that I haven't bothered getting any. So yeah, this is a keyboard that has possibilities. It looks as if it's got lots of promise. And in fact, it is a very nice keyboard with a very nice trackpad. But this connector here is going to be such a pain in the neck. And look at how fine that soldering is there. And that is so incredibly fine. Let's give you my tip of my screwdriver as an example. You see how tiny the soldering is? And that is my finest screwdriver. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with this keyboard, which is a shame. It looks like a good keyboard. But you've seen me disassemble it. And I could go further, but I don't really see the point. The whole point was to investigate this to see whether I could turn it into a USB keyboard. And to be quite frank, I think it's probably not worth any effort to go any further. And this has been me, Zayful Beeblebrox, the British Tech Guru.